Committee recommended keeping it on the consent.
Right. Okay. I will move off of it then. 108 is the task order for the National Pollutants Discharge Elimination System, stormwater permit on-call services.
This is not a project, it's basically just saying these are the guys that are going to be doing the work on our behalf.
Okay. 111, 112, and 113 we talked about. 107 under Parks and Public Committee. Oh no, this is for introduction. What are we doing? It's 12.19.
Is this the ordinance for truck traffic on the parkway?
No.
I can't tell you by the title.
Application permit?
It's regarding issuing right-of-way use permits.
Okay, I take back. It says right of way use permit.
We currently don't have a policy.
Okay. Well, it's for introduction, so let them introduce it.
What it means is that when somebody's gonna come in and do work in our right of way,
Bump permit.
Right, that we then have uniform standards for issuing permits to allow people to use and occupy the right of way. This draft ordinance is based largely on the city of Sammamishes, which is, they've successfully implemented. Many other cities have them. Right now, the only thing that's on the books here that governs use of the right of way are special event permits when they're issued for a particular event that involves a street closure. But there are many other types of work or occupation of the right of way that should be being reviewed and permitted or conditioned before they're permitted. So that's what this ordinance would do.
Okay. I don't have any further questions, Sean.
Nope.
Captain? Okay, moving on to Community Development Committee 109, which is an agreement between Inhabit and the City for Weatherized Program Services. Didn't we talk about this already?
Yesterday. It's been in committee for a year. It's one of the CD department enhancements for the budget. It's Nicole's, part of the sustainable elements in the comprehensive plan. It partners the community of downtown specifically with staff and Inhabit to do the weatherization program, which is outreach and on-site assessments, suggestions.
Okay.
It's similar to the Solar Rights program, Kathy, if you recall. It's kind of
One contractor.
Basically, it's a catalyst or infusion of funds to stimulate a lot more investment in the community from a, I think they're projecting.
So where are the funds coming for the improvement?
It's budgeted. Oh, the improvement.
That's coming from homeowners' pockets.
Homeowner
Okay.
expense with whatever incentive programs from Future Sound Energy and anybody.
And bank loans. I mean, they work with banks that work on these types of programs too, that would arrange loans that would largely be paid for out of the energy savings of having more efficient.
So we're basically helping with some consulting so that they can get to the right people to do the work.
To put the whole complex package together. So if they want to upgrade from an oil burning furnace to a gas or heat exchange.
Okay.
Yeah, the 100 homes they want to target will basically, they'll walk away with a plan that they can then implement to upgrade their oil or their electric or whatever to become more efficient.
Yeah, about 500 homes, but hopefully about 100 assessments. And if they get 25 upgrades out of that, then that's our metric for success.
Estimating about an investment between $5,000 to $10,000 per household. In other words, that the homeowner working with a plan, which includes a financial plan, which might involve loans and so forth, cost savings.
Did we give the
Gotcha.
list of the different homes, or did we just?
Yes, on the agenda bill, you have an exhibit that shows the downtown area and the different heating sources and housing types. The reason being that they're were constructed much earlier, and the building code much more primitive than the 70s onward, certainly more so than the original.
So this is for pre-70?
It generally, yeah. In the 70s, people got serious.
They're targeting types, not necessarily a year. Obviously, a year trend, tends to lend itself toward one type or the other. But they're basically trying to get rid of all the oil and as much electrical as possible. But primarily the oil.
Okay. I'm actually okay with it, Sean and Catherine.
Yeah, we put it through committee last night.
Okay. And then I believe committee of the whole, sorry, I'm trying to get back to the right page. Oh, there we go. So, 110 we tabled.
Right.
And that gets us to the end of the council agenda. We also have a couple of discussion items.
The first
But there's some requests from, oh, we already talked about Snoqualmie Heights. Is there anything else to talk about?
I do have one other, there's a request, we've been working with, King County, they've got this group that started about a year ago now, called the, King County Land Conservation Advisory Group, and we found out about, came out here and started talking about land around Snoqualmie, and of course, we started asking about who's on the committee, who's on that group, why wasn't anybody from the rural area asked to participate, and that, generated some discussion back in King County, and now they've got follow-up meetings that are gonna continue into starting this fall, and they are inviting one member of from the Snoqualmie Valley Government Association, so Carnation, Duval, North Bend, Snoqualmie, and Snoqualmie Tribe, to nominate someone from that group to sit on this group that's gonna start meeting in September for 5 meetings. It's really a task force that's put together by County Executive Dow Constantine to take a look at what they can do with all these little lands under as far as buying them up and preserving them. That's what we
Okay.
anyway, so. And, so this came out from the city of Carnation, they're the folks who are the secretary now for the SVGA. And within a couple of days, Kim Lisk from Carnation offered to volunteer herself to be on the committee, or be that person's nominated. And then Ken Herring also said that he could back Kim up, if that's what the group feels like. I have not heard from anyone other cities being, again, coordinated by Carnation. But it's possible that the Snoqualmie Tribe may have a nominee as well. But we have an opportunity to nominate someone if the council so chooses to do that.
Mayor, I know you know the folks that attend SCGA more than I do. What are your thoughts about the person from Carnation?
I'm not sure what Kim's position would be on some of those issues, and I have to admit, I skimmed through some of those emails, and I didn't make the connection right now. The light bulb didn't go off until Bob pointed out that that's the particular subcommittee that she was volunteering for. I think we do need a strong voice on that, raise some concerns that they're using some of these lands, like the parks lands, to purchase things that I think that have marginal or little environmental value, but it's more for kind of putting walls around you. The potential for
Growth area?
Yeah, or even undermining urban growth areas and whatnot, but that could raise some concerns. So as long as Kim is really well briefed on it, Ken's well aware of it, because of all the conversations last year with KSRC. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what to call it, but they can, so I'm gonna have to reach out to one of those two.
You think
Are they gonna do it, I assume they'll take it to the conversation next week, SDJ meeting?
we have to vote before that, that's what we're doing now. Carnation may have a particular interest, we just found out through others that conservation groups and others have apparently completely encircled Carnation's urban growth area, so that they, would be a trying to potential effect of barring them from continuing to expand their build land.
Yeah. I was actually, as you were talking about, thinking that probably Carnation is probably out of the 4 cities involved, probably the most sensitive to this issue, because I did know some of that was going on.
Right. Well, Duval has the same issue, we have the same issue, frankly, and we haven't heard anything about North Bend, but we've got some issues as well. It does require a good, strong voice, as the mayor said, from the valley to represent us.
Matt, would you have time to give her a call and find out?
Yeah, I'll reach out to Ken or Kim and figure out what.
So we can put this on the committee of the whole, if you have time on Monday night, we go until, I think we have till August 25th, so the August 28th meeting would be a little bit late.
I just remember when the county staff came out, one of the evenings about 4 or 5 months ago to me, Ken was down there in Carnation. Ironically, Jim Berger, the mayor of Carnation, wasn't there. We were there with Kathy Mavericks, and we were all pressing some pretty tough questions to those guys about just what the agenda was on these land acquisitions. Because it's a pretty significant amount of money for King County.
Yeah.
But I don't recall recall seeing Kim there, so I would just wanna reach out to her and
Yeah.
see how well informed she is about what this group is.
Yeah. Sean and Catherine, would you, be amenable to letting the mayor have that conversation? And then if he feels like, that's something that he could recommend that, staff go ahead and put something on committee as a whole for this?
Yeah.
Otherwise.
I thought you were asking me to be the rep. I'm totally fine just supporting the mayor on that phone call. So go.
You
You know, I
probably
just-
need like a 20-minute briefing on what it's all about, or a half-hour briefing.
Yeah.
Kind of a-
I'm just thinking that we can either put a resolution on, or we can have a discussion about who we're gonna nominate if Matt doesn't think that,
Yeah, I don't think you want on this agenda, you'll end up chewing up a half-hour more time.
This is the only option we
But-
have, Mayor.
but it sounds like it's a time sensitive because our next meeting is going to be too late to actually vote.
Well, I'm comfortable if Sean and Catherine and the rest of you are kind of knowing how to track in this issue, or Bob Burbank and others, that you're comfortable that I'll just pursue the matter.
It sure makes a lot of sense from my perspective to have the chief executive of the city, certainly be the representative if you have the time.
Oh, you're saying to throw my hat in and say
Yes.
I'd like to use
As I look, I mean, just keeping the city's best interest at heart, I don't know if there's anybody more qualified to do that with your contacts in history and stuff like that. So I'm not trying to add stuff to your calendar, and I don't think it's probably not a weekly commitment.
No, I'd be happy to volunteer for it. And
Yeah.
the only other person I know that's paid as close attention to is this brief, this complexities around this issue is Ken Hearing, because he's been at all the regional meetings about this conversation, at FCA, at PSRC.
And it's that PSRC and all the regional context, the Kathy Lambert context, the county context that I would want our representative to have.
Yeah.
And I am the last person on earth that would have that, and I don't know how the council members feel, but.
So I'm
So,
comfortable, just so you guys know,
Sean,
about either advocating that Ken Hearing be the principal person, not the backup or alternate. I think Ken would be the better person,
Yeah.
and I'd be willing to throw my hat in the ring too.
Yeah, this is.
So one thing that we should keep in mind is that, we formed the Snoqualmie Valley Governance Association, I don't know how long ago, so that the four cities, well, the municipalities in the valley, which now includes the tribe, can work together on issues. And I think this is a good way for us, if we have a strong enough voice coming out of either North Bend or Carnation, to allow them to take it and have trust in the fact that they are going to represent the valley well. I just want Matt to have a conversation to make sure that we have that representation and we're not boxing ourselves into anything.
Are they looking for someone from the tribe as well, or?
They're looking for nominations, so
They're
that.
looking for one person to represent the valley.
If each city in the tribe had one nominee, then that group had voted on those 5 nominees, or whatever number of nominees they have. Just for your review purposes, the meeting schedule is starting September 21st, and it's the first and third Mondays for 5, to the end on November 16th.
So maybe rather than having a nominee of our own and worrying about split votes, maybe if we really feel comfortable that Mayor Hearing would represent us as well as you would, then maybe we get behind that, and there's 2 votes right there.
Yeah, I'll reach out to Kim tomorrow.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we'll have a discussion
So-
and have some recommendations for you guys.
Yeah, sounds good.
Kim also
Okay.
Kim said in her email too, that it's back to the group, that she's okay representing unless there's someone else who would rather represent the group. That's okay, so,
So I will pass under committee of the whole.
all right.
Thank you. The last item, and I don't know if TJ actually hung out for this, is live streaming of council meetings.
He's here, streaming still, and there's an update from last night even, right? Okay, sorry. Yes.
So PJ, I can't hear you.
He's coming to the mic.
Thank you.
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right. So we presented a couple of options to the Community Development Committee yesterday.
Yeah.
And today we are presenting cost analysis on the options that we have available for live streaming council meetings. So essentially, we gave it three options: a basic option of about $2,800 in investment, and most of that is utilizing software that we would use and utilizing some existing hardware that we have. Not really the best solution. Then we have a mid-range option that still has the same software. We upgrade the hardware to capture and stream. We're still only using one camera on that particular option. What we're recommending is 2 cameras, at least to start with, and one to face the council and one to face the audience that we could potentially swap back and forth on an as-needed basis. It does not include any taxes at this point, as these are rough estimates we plan. Just like with anything else, the way we do this is we get some rough numbers from our vendor, and then we try to negotiate and see if we can get a better deal or not. We don't always win, but hopefully we win on this one. We do recommend that at some point in the future, maybe next year, that we integrate this into the current AV system that we have. At this point, it won't have any integration whatsoever.
So PJ, why wouldn't we integrate now?
It would, the cost would be high right now, as well as, if we wanna do this, quickly, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult, right? Because I'll give you an example. This projector that we just replaced, we wanted to have this done about 4 months ago, and their timeline is about 6 to 8 months to get it done. They can get the equipment, it's just getting them over here to actually integrate it. So what we decided, we just purchase the equipment and we'll do the installation ourselves.
And integration can come because the equipment we're gonna buy will be integratable.
Yes, there would be some modification on the existing system. For example, we're still using VGA. We would transition those to HDMI to future-proof it. Like council to know that the AV system in here was in 2009. While it was good back in 2009, things have changed since then as far as audio-visual is concerned. Yeah, so that would change to HDMI. We would also change it to more of an IP-based solution.
So Kathy, last night at the CDC meeting, we basically asked them, I didn't realize we were gonna get it tonight. Of course, back then I didn't realize I was gonna be here. We said really the only option, everything has to be a live option. So this isn't about making our archive better, more accessible, more quickly, but it's about having a live option from the get-go. And so I wouldn't call it a demo, but the kind of the screenshot they showed us last night was this kind of split screen option where you have a camera on the room, and then you have in the upper corner you have any kind of slide presentation that's being offered, so that if you're watching at home, it was as real an experience as possible. And they had actually tested it on the meeting before. I don't even know what meeting that was. Parks and Public Works meeting. And so I was very encouraged, and I'm even more encouraged that you guys are able to come back in about 24 hours and come up with this. I think it's long overdue. The only question I would have, and one of the things we had chartered you with last night that I don't necessarily expect yet, is I wanted to understand the longevity of each option, and then how long it will take to get up and running of each option.
So I will talk to Andy tomorrow to see, so we would acquire certain equipment. I don't know how quickly we can get that done. There's a possibility we could start Monday. I would not advertise it. I would not advertise that. I think we're asking for failure there. But we would certainly make every effort to acquire all the equipment, get staff trained, and get it up and running probably within 30 days. We might.
I would rather you take the time and get it up and get it running correctly than to rush it.
Sure.
And the platform would be YouTube or Facebook or both?
We plan on starting with Facebook Live. We think if we have the right hardware, we can stream to both at the same time.
So PJ, I'm just looking at your, second bullet point where you're talking about storage costs of the video. So, does this become a public record nightmare for us? You know, how are we storing this video? Are we storing this video, or talk to me about that?
So our goal is to have an original copy of the video to satisfy public records requests. YouTube or Facebook has no obligation whatsoever to keep the videos. And we want to make sure we're able to respond to any public records in the event that Facebook or YouTube decides to cull the video for some unknown reason. YouTube and Facebook has some very quirky things that they do in terms of if there's music that they hear, for example, and they identify that it's a copyrighted material in a streaming piece of on a streaming program, they will delete the video and they will not let you know about it.
So Councilmember Toff will not be allowed to sing any top 40 music.
You can put video up there with music, copyright music on it, but you basically give them permission to put advertising on it. So the ad revenue goes to the copyright. That's kind of the concept.
So, but on the storage front, storage is dirt cheap now, right? And it's the management of storage, I think.
It's the management who really, so we could get storage.
Not the terabytes.
It's not that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that. It's the continued management of it and eventually storage. You know, they go bad. We replace them every 4 years or so. And of course, there's the exponential growth of storage. We're going to take a look. We haven't really looked at what the specific requirements are for how long do we need to keep recorded council videos. We don't know that. Right now, all our audios, for example, we keep as long as we have it. So,
Okay. What's next steps? What are you looking for?
I think we're just looking for nods at this point, and we're going to work with finance and administration to see. This is an unbudgeted item.
Yep.
So I don't know if we need an agenda bill to authorize this or not.
Well, depending on what the cost would be, recommended option is number 3 there, that's what council goes with, you're gonna probably approach $10,000.
And it varied.
I think it needs to come to council because it's not a usual expense, correct?
That's correct.
But also last night, I thought the CD committee, decision was that it returns on the 21st for more specificity and detail.
Well, the 21st was a bad date because that's not a regularly scheduled meeting, so I think it would be the 28th. The 14th.
You mean it's going to go to committee on?
Oh,
the
committee,
26th?
sorry, yes.
Second committee.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, since I'm not on the committee and Sean will get to listen to this again, I guess my feeling on it is, if we're going to do it with the mindset of doing it with quality. So to me, the basic option doesn't make much sense to me because it sounds like it's gonna be too piecemeal together. I can't really look at the mid-range versus the recommended option without really kind of knowing any detail. But what I wanna do is, if we stream anything, it's gotta work from a public point of view. So if we can get the quality of the video using the mid-range, bump it up to the recommended option. So I guess the difference to me between $6,500 and $7,500 here is, not worth the argument.
What was the camera you used? What level of camera did you use last night? Because the resolution on that was pretty solid.
Yeah, so we use the existing camera from our communications department, which is a Canon DSLR. I'm not a camera person. EO 60D.
That sounds really
Yeah.
good.
It looks really cool.
35 millimeter.
So it has a wide angle lens. That was the big thing that we were making sure is we can capture the entire council without cutting off folks. It's not meant for that, so you can see that if you watch the video, we can send the video that we captured to council. There's some frame drops in there. You can see the frames that are definitely being dropped. It's tolerable because Facebook does things and YouTube does things to videos that make it seem like it's fluid.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Great
I
work.
guess that's where I'm at, on this, is just make, PJ, I trust you, you've never been one to, overly spend or overly ask. You've been really, great about looking at what the need is and, buying appropriately, so, that's your takeaway, I guess.
So blank check it is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, until the next CDC meeting.
Yeah.
So we'll hear more from you on the 21st?
We can do that.
Do you think, well, let me ask you, is it realistic to have a plan that we could approve that would then be ready to go to council?
Yeah, we
And
can
when I
have,
say plan, I'm talking about a source of funding as well.
yes, we can work with, finance to get a source of funding, get an agenda bill crafted for presentation on the 21st. The only issue is I would have to call in. I am on vacation.
I will be on vacation as well, so we
Yeah.
can call together,
Okay.
not together.
Yes.
We can demonstrate the power of technology.
There you go.
Does technology matter?
That's where it'll come out. I'll also ask PJ to put together information about how much staff time this would require. Not just setting this thing up, but obviously for maintaining and everything else.
Right.
Yeah, this is just equipment. This is not, if there's overtime, we're hoping that we can, utilize one person to do this and manage the meeting. But at the beginning, I don't think that's what we'll do, because we wanna make sure this runs the right way.
Right, and then you've also gotta make sure that, when that guy or gal goes on vacation, that there's somebody else who can still
Yes,
do this.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Succession plan.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you, PJ, that's great.
Yeah.
Thanks, PJ, thanks for hanging out for
Yeah.
so long.
It's enjoyable, as always.
I think that, is our stated, agenda. Is there any other items that we need to talk about?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, then I am going to adjourn the meeting and get back to my day job.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting me share it this way, I appreciate it.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What about?
Yeah, it's mine. Mine now.
All right, good night,
Along
everybody.
with 500 million cost for the audit.
Yeah, that's my phone.
Thank you. Well, I'm not there yet.
That was easy.
That was easy. Last night.